Welcome to Community Crypto on CoinDesk TV. I'm your host, Isaiah Jackson, and this week we are discussing the impact of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in the hip-hop world. I'm joined now by artist manager and CEO of Digital Currensy Incorporated, Adrian Swish. Welcome to the show, Adrian.
Hey, thanks for having me. How's it going, Isaiah?
Oh, man, going great. So glad to have you on the show. So glad to bring you to the people because a lot of people need to know who you are. But first, tell us a little bit about your position in the music industry and some of the artists that you work with.
Yeah, so I've been in the music space for about 12 years. I work with several artists such as Kid Ink. I've worked with Vori. Most recently, Rumor and Icewear. So I'm excited. We're doing a lot of cool stuff in the industry. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And you're being modest. I don't think people understand, how deep it goes in the industry, but it's all good. but yeah, give us a little insight into, what you do and how do you get artists, prepared as far as their music and as well as their image.
Yeah, definitely. So, basically, we also have a distribution platform, Digital Currensy, where we're helping independent artists create visibility for brands, giving them the tools to make better music, to present better music, and also the tools to use their social media as well. So we're just trying to be, I guess, the new age Logic to music with tech.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. And that fusion between tech and the rap world is definitely something to behold. We've seen Meek Mill tweet about it. We've seen Soulja Boy talk about cryptocurrency. You personally, how did you get into the crypto space?
So I was introduced to crypto, like 2012. And there was a bunch of my friends who got in. And I thought that I had to have a lot of money to get in, and I missed out on it. And so about 2017, when the other boom hit, I was like, I'm not missing out. A couple of my guys called and said, hey, man, remember that Bitcoin we hit? And I was like, wow. So I've just been buckled down and studied as much as I can and started investing. And I was glad that I did. And so basically, once I started understanding the future of money and how crypto can help people, I decided to figure out a way how we can incorporate music with crypto and blockchain.
Oh, yeah. And we see that forming now, especially, recently with the NFT space. How do you think the music industry will change with crypto and more specifically with NFTs?
I think, with crypto and NFTs, the music space is going to be a dangerous place in a good way, in the sense, the artists are going to be able to take way more ownership and control of their royalties, their payments, and even like engaging off their fans, right? So with NFTs, right, artists are able to really see who their super are and really monetize. You could put out an artist single or an album and have exclusive releases and have it limited items and have your super fans just purchase that, and if you have a specific amount of money you want to make on your project, you can set those parameters. So there's really no limit to what you can do with it.
Oh, yeah. And that freedom is why we're in the crypto space. No limit to it. And have you worked with your artists currently to create either NFTs or to start to accept crypto for some of the items that they sell?
Yes. So we're actually in the process of working on a couple NFTs. My client Rumor on Warner Records, he has a ski mask. He has an anonymous brand. So we're doing something cool with his ski mask. And with Icewear, we're working on a couple physical NFTs to really captivate his fans and get them excited as well. So we're excited just to be able to introduce NFTs and crypto to people who've never really experienced it, in some of the impoverished cities in the US. And I know through the music, we have that opportunity to educate, and that's what we want to do.
Oh, yeah. And shout out to Icewear Vezo and Rumor for taking that step forward, and for future artists that you may work with. for taking that step forward. So, what other artists have you seen in the space, or other managers have you seen in the space that are getting their piece of the crypto pie? Have you seen that, or is there a lack of that in the industry?
Yeah. So I've seen it. One of my good friends, Lucas from Toronto, he manages a few big artists from Toronto, and we're having conversations every day about different cryptos and stuff. But I feel like the coolest thing to me is probably the NBA Top Shot. I have a lot of athlete friends, professional athletes, and that was probably my first experience with NFTs personally, buying them. It's from the NBA Top Shot, and being a fan of basketball and being a card collector for so many years growing up. I just thought it was a cool opportunity. Now, I don't know how I got on the NBA Top Shot email list at the beginning, but I was like, what is this? And I remember I bought some the first time, and I was glad that I did.
Oh, yeah. And hopefully we can keep that going in the music industry, right? Because the NBA Top Shot took off hundreds of millions in investment. So, are any plans for yourself to maybe have an NFT exchange where you can bring music artists in?
Yeah, so I have a couple ideas. I can't really reveal what the concept is, but I'm going to do a couple different NFTs activations with a couple big artists and producers that everybody would know. I thought the Snoop Dogg NFT was really cool. He offered he offered just like an exclusive song. There was just like some personal audio bites from him that he's never released. I thought that was cool because you could catch him at a specific. The Undertaker had a really cool NFT as well. I participated in that. I thought that was dope. And there was also an artist from LA, Desto Dub. He's probably the first artist from LA that I've seen do an NFT, and he did the first activist pint, and I thought that was pretty cool. So after she passed, then I wanted to turn up more and start figuring out how we can start really adopting this.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And because of the amount of, material you put out, the amount of things that artists have to put out, NFTs have, quickly become the major way to make money independently. So I want you, as somebody who manages independent artists, to maybe talk to some of the people watching. How can a new independent artist take advantage of the crypto NFT game and maybe stay independent because of it?
Well, so for instance, as an artist, you can come up with an idea or concept or figure out what your brand is, right? And based on this idea, what do you want to portray to your fans? So I feel like an NFT could really communicate with your fans on pretty much whatever level. Like if you have an album, if you wanted to put together an album, you could have exclusive artwork that maybe changes every day. You have exclusive songs that maybe the artist has never recorded or seen before, or it's a sound that they normally don't sing on. And maybe it's a combination of physical items from maybe like some of their outfits from one of their concerts, or maybe like a flash drive that had the hit record on it. It could pretty much just be anything.
Oh, yeah. And it gives, like we said before, more freedom. And, I've often said NFTs may be like the Napster of 2020. Basically, music industry is going to have to change their business model. So as somebody who deals with lawyers and contracts, explain to us, how do you think the music industry will have to change because of this new innovation?
Well, they're going to have to change because NFT language is not in anyone's contracts. So technically, any artist right now could really run it up and create as much NFTs, obviously with good taste, but you don't really need anyone besides your audience, and you can set the parameters on how much you want to get paid or what they're going to get. And you can get paid residuals on that for forever. And for the creator, I feel like that's everything, and if no matter what you did to record this song, like if it's a personal message to you, then you can get that to your audience without having to go through a label or any other social media, digital marketing platform or anything. Just communicate directly to your fans.
Oh, yeah. So are you saying the music industry, that labels are done? The major labels are done?
They're not done, but the concept of the 360 is done for sure. And I feel like the NFT model is really going to just destroy the 360 model. because it's going to be a part of the merch category, and every manager is going to fight for it. I know I am, and the attorneys are too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's one thing I always try to remind people is that if you have an entirely new industry, all of the laws and all of the things that were in place have to change, right? They don't really have a choice. And with that, with one of those things changing, I want to kind of shift here to the metaverse. And as you know, Decentraland, Crypto Voxels, Sandbox, some of these other metaverses where people can build out virtual worlds. What do you feel about musicians being able to put out their music in the metaverse, and what impact will that have long term?
Yeah, I think that's the coolest thing ever. I'm, man, so honest with you, because the fact that here's this landscape in a digital space, and that I could essentially throw a concert, you know, with just people who are just enthusiasts of crypto and this metaverse. It's unlimited, you know, like you could set up a store, you can really make real time money off of this virtual space, you know, and just being the first to do something in it. I feel like you could do concerts, you can do meet and greets, you can do education stuff. There's so much stuff, one-on-ones, like there's so much stuff. But I feel like every artist right now, or every creator who maybe doesn't have all the tools or whatever, start researching some of this stuff and start investing. Like the money that you would spend on like an expensive studio session or whatever, man, invest in some crypto or just buy some assets, you know, that can really help you and really try to understand technology and how it can help you get visible in different spaces than the traditional music markets.
Man, and that's so innovative. We can't just skip over that because, again, like you just said, you can have an entire concert in the metaverse. And what that means for people is that you can sell 20,000 tickets, 100,000 tickets. There's no limit to how many tickets you can sell. It's not constricted to a brick and mortar. So when you're talking about a new artist, if you have, you know, 1 million people viewing you on a regular basis, like you said, what would a major label be needed for?
They wouldn't be needed for anything because, man, if there's, for instance, in this virtual space, if there's 1,000 people online that are just in that specific area and you set up shop on this metaverse and you're a brand new artist and you've never put out a song before, now you have a brand new audience and they could just pay you immediately and you could end up with like $5,000 to $10,000 or depending on how much you sell the tickets for instantly just by turning on the computer.
Oh man, and that's so much better because I don't think people understand in the music industry, the reason people sign with these big labels is because they have the contracts with the concert halls. They have Ticketmasters. You know what I mean? So when you're selling tickets, it has to be through them. And if you're independent, you can't really do some of the bigger stadiums. So with the metaverse, you can say, hey, I don't need to go to a stadium. I'm having I can't wait for the first virtual concert tour where somebody has made $1 million and they haven't done anything but, you know, sit at the computer.
The virtual concerts are definitely going to be tough for the booking agencies, but I believe some of them are actually trying to adopt some of that technology now. I've been hearing so, but still, like again, like the artist technically will not need a booking agent if they already have their fan base built up on this metaverse, and they don't even ever have to leave their home for that matter.
Oh man,
they can just
exactly. Exactly. I mean, who wouldn't want to go to a concert where you don't have to leave your home? I mean, the kids are already on it. Virtual reality. Yep.
I feel like for the legacy artists too, like some of the older artists, this is a time for them that they don't have to take on the rigorous road. They can be at home, the confinement of their home, and still activate their fans and still engage. I feel like that'll be really good for some of the older legacy artists as well that people just forget about, you know?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. So hey, Versus TV, Swiss and Tim, holla at us. We can set you up so you can have these battles in the metaverse, and you can have even more people that tune in. So
a versus battle in the metaverse would be so cutting edge.
Oh man, metaverses. I think we just made up a new concept right here, right on the show. Make sure we trademark that. But yeah. So switching from, you know, the metaverse and the virtual world, I want to talk a little bit about some of the artists that have taken that leap into the crypto world. For example, Nipsey Hussle. Nipsey Hussle is a popular artist out here in the LA area, passed away a couple years ago. But him speaking about crypto in 2017 brought a lot of people in. Do you think more artists should be vocal about the Bitcoin cryptocurrency space?
Yes, I feel like Nipsey was a great introduction. I believe he was big on Vest at the time.
Yes.
That was the crypto that he was on. But the artists, I feel like, understand it first. Understand the basics of cryptocurrency. And then once you understand the basics and you actually invest in it, then I say, yes, you should speak about it. Because if you really care about your fans, or you have fans that are looking up to you, or they're trying to make money or whatever, here, now's your chance to really give them some insight on how to make money, and how to invest the right way. Now, we're not financial advisors or anything like that, but hey, all I can say is like, hey, this worked for me, and I think this is a good idea,
Oh, yeah. And do you think, musicians should accept Bitcoin, much like NFL players like Russell Okung, or NBA players? Do you think they should start saying, hey, pay me in Bitcoin?
Yes, because it's obviously going to increase. So you're going to get your true value at it in the end. You know what I'm saying? Because you can get paid in fiat $500,000, but it's just going to be $500,000, Yep. And if you're good with spending your money, okay, cool. But if you get it in 500K in Bitcoin, you can just live off the interest that you're making at the end of the day. If you do it right,
Oh, yeah.
So,
and that compound annual growth.
Exactly. Exactly. So definitely anybody in the entertainment space should definitely be vocal about it and encourage their family members and everyone that they know, hey, this is the new way. This is the new way.
Absolutely. And, with rappers speaking more about it, we have heard a lot of Bitcoin songs. I've probably heard about 40, maybe 37 were, kind of trash, but it's a couple good ones. But in the future, do you think that artists can maybe make a Bitcoin mixtape or do something along those lines to get that information out because of their popularity?
Yes, actually, a Bitcoin mixtape was definitely a cool idea that I think that we're probably going to take on. But yes, I've heard of other artists. There's a Little Bitcoin is I believe a CGI type artist. I think the concept of him is super fire. It's cutting edge. The music content, I get it, you know what I'm saying? But like, I'm not necessarily a fan of it, but I love the whole concept and what they're doing with that. But as far as like a mixtape about cryptocurrency, we're working on that right now. And I feel like that is going to be another cutting edge piece to educate people in a cool way on crypto. To incorporate it.
I can't wait to see it. Yeah. And, I like to focus on the kids a lot because if we're going to build this industry, we have to introduce it to our kids, to our children. And do you think music is the best way to introduce it to kids? Do they retain it more as attention-wise?
I don't know if it's the best way, but it's one of the easiest ways to make it palatable for the kids. And they pick it up through sounds. And if they hear something, it's that their parents are talking about, it just makes sense, So if the parents are talking about it and you get the kids talking about it, and then you can relate it in that way. And I feel like the next generation of kids can just be really financially smart and really have a chance to really have success and own assets.
And talk a little bit, because you do have kids yourself. Talk a little bit about that, how you introduced your kids to Bitcoin. I thought it was very creative, what you told me.
So I introduced my son to cryptocurrency. So my oldest son, he just graduated from high school, and I gave him some money, and I said, hey, now before you cash this in, you have to invest $100 in Bitcoin and $100 in Ethereum, and you got to create a wallet, and you just have to hold it. And so he understood it at first, but he didn't really know why I was telling him that. And I was like, trust me, son. And so after that, then I just sent him like little tidbits on crypto and stuff and different artists that have used it. And now he's hyped on it. He was like, wow, Dad, now I'm investing now. I seen Soulja Boy talking about it, and I think that's pretty cool. And I'm just like, that's awesome. And my youngest son, he just turned 9, and we did a Roblox birthday party for him. So, we're still in COVID, and we wanted to connect with his friends. So we set up Roblox, and I ended up buying a bunch of NFTs just to make this experience cool for them. And here we are with these 3rd graders. There's like 10 of them, and they're in this virtual space, and they're just creating stuff and buying different stuff. And I just thought it was the coolest thing ever. But he understands cryptocurrency, and that NFT are like the little skins in the game that you can buy, and how it's real, but it's not real, but it's real in a sense. And the fact that my 9-year-old son understands that, I feel like that's a beautiful thing.
Oh man, and you set them up for greatness, definitely. So I love to hear that. But again, with the kids, they always get to it first, right? Like as you probably see in the music industry, TikTok runs a lot of the music industry now. If you got a popular TikTok song, the kids are the ones dancing to it, right?
The TikTok is definitely triggering the algorithms to make these kids go viral, you know, and they're spending a lot of time on that platform. So you can't go around the kids. If you want something to be successful, it has to go through the kids first. Serious.
Mm-hmm. Oh man, yeah. And I hate when you talk to adults and they kind of push it aside, like, hey, they're kids, they don't really understand it. But I usually remind them, I'm like, hey, when the cell phone was first coming out, who taught you how to use it? Probably your kids, right? Exactly. So they're probably going to be the ones that introduce Bitcoin and cryptocurrency to you as well. So I would probably listen at this point. But yes, a few more questions for you here. Let's look a little bit towards the future, because we can talk about how things are today, what we're doing, as far as plans. But let's look towards, the year 2040, about 20 years from now. Where do you see the music industry as a whole, and how will crypto affect sort of the contracts and the relationship with artists?
Well, I feel like crypto will be the monetary thing set in place for the artists to get paid. I feel like NFTs is going to be another form of currency and a marketing play for artists. The virtual concerts are going to be a real thing. I feel like we're going to have that figured out. And I feel like the gaming in the music industry is going to be a thing too. There's a lot of gamers that are trying to enter the music industry as well. And so I feel like the gaming and the music is really cool. No one's really talking about the gaming and the music side together. So I think it's just going to be stadiums of like these virtual like shows of all different juxtaposition areas coming together, really. But it's definitely going to be in a virtual space, and crypto is going to be the common currency for sure. And obviously artists will either have a chance to get paid out, and fiat is still a thing, but probably not.
Yeah, I love that you said at the end, probably not, because we could see the end of it at this point. We're starting to see sort of the beginning of that now. But I want musicians who are watching to understand, what you're saying. You can have a live concert in the Metaverse. You can do or have NFTs available for sale with crypto, get paid instantly. You don't have to wait. And I think people sort of take that for granted because, if you're just getting into the industry, they don't know the ins and outs. For example, Adrian, sort of tell us about the speed of getting paid in the music industry. What's the difference between that and crypto?
Man, so like from an independent standpoint, if you use a standard aggregator or distribution service like a TuneCore or DistroKid or United Masters, there's a 90-day ingestion period. So no matter when you upload your track, there's like 90 days for the song to get ingested to the DSPs, and each DSP has a different cycle of payout. But now with the NFT, you could essentially release your music today and get paid today from your fans. So you would cut out that 90-day ingestion period, which who doesn't want to get paid the same day or as fast as possible on this thing that they work so hard on, So I feel like just that ability right there is just going to just cancel everything once the masses understand the logic behind it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And it's just education and getting us there. And one last question for you here, Swish. If you had to pitch a new independent artist, why they should sign with you and why they should use crypto, give us your quick elevator pitch of why they should do that.
Well, they should use us because we're the first distribution company to put out a white paper based on blockchain technology. And also, we're an artist-friendly company, and we understand the artist and the artist managers and the business team. And so outside of that, we're going to get you in most areas that standard distro companies aren't getting you online without paying. So we're going to add you in other areas for free and give you different different visibility.
Love it, man. Love the pitch. And so glad to have you on the show, Swish. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, brother.
Can't wait to do it again. And that's it for this episode of Community Crypto. Every week, we're building a global community with local crypto groups. So be sure to tune in every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern on CoinDesk TV. See you then.